fixer-uppers, but in this thing, I might need a better. Let's see how this looks first in terms of composition, because yeah,
Oh, we're live.
we are live.
I did not know that.
I did not know that. You're working too much.
I just didn't see the thing, I guess.
Welcome to my laboratory of stuff here.
Nice pens.
Nice pens. They are nice pens. You never saw those in frame, and this is a little bit of a wonky thingy. So, yeah, I like the quality of this webcam. Yeah, yeah. Holly is the first thing I guess we're showing off. There's a character in the new series we're working on called Arman Greeley, Soldier of Fortune. Yeah, Trevor's in here in the room too, in case you're wondering. Yeah, he's here too, for those that come for him.
I'm here. You can bask before me in my amazing glory.
Yes.
See this? If this doesn't prove that we're two separate people, I don't know what will, man.
And at this point, I don't know. Get my paper. Okay. So, paper cut my mouth almost.
You should not do that. That is a very bad idea.
I did it by accident.
That's no excuse.
Okay, I get that.
See, I'm such a good actor. I'm able to do both of our voices at once and make it seem like we're talking over each other.
It's so hard to do that. You need like 2 voice boxes.
Dude, I'm so good at what I do.
I am amazing.
Because, we're totally the same person.
Bask in my glory of acting.
This is my hand. Hello.
It's still my hand, too.
Who else but Zane says, you're the same person inhabiting 2 bodies like a hive mind.
Oh my god, that's exactly what it is, yeah.
And someone wants to know, is this for a cartoon or graphic novel? It is an online serialized, I guess, graphic novel series. It was going to be a straight-up graphic novel, but the story was too big and we couldn't trim it down, so we decided, online.
Yeah, we'll just do it. It's online. It's one of them freebies, but you could probably pay extra for colored illustrations. We're still deciding on that.
Yeah, we're trying to figure it out. So before we get into the official art, what is Arman Greeley, Soldier of Fortune about? Well, that is a good question, somebody who asked. I'm going
to draw Armin himself.
And while you're doing that, I will
explain I'll say how it started, because technically I was the one that planted the seed for this biggin. So we were discussing ideas like 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago, I think, of different projects. We were planning to do bigger projects than Media Mementos. These were official ideas, and one of them I pitched was sort of this adventure fantasy expedition with a character. Like, I was really thinking about the Zelda CDI games and the character of Morshu, and he's such a meme. He's so funny, and I thought, what if he was like the main character? What if he was the one going on this adventure, and he was like sort of this Wario type character, going into this like expedition. He's only in it for the fortune and the goods for his own shop or whatever. It was just as basic as that, and we thought it was just going to be a joke idea at first. But lo and behold, like literally, then I think was it the morning after?
Yeah.
The morning after, you just were like, I've been really thinking about this, that idea, and I came up with like this sort of basic outline called Arman Greeley, Soldier of Fortune. He named the character. He came up with the basic idea of we were just gonna pay homage to video games, with just this sort of expedition, with like Banjo-Kazooie, with a little bit of I can't remember the comparisons. I'm going crazy.
Oh, there's a little bit of Conquer in there.
Yeah.
Basically, a lot of the collectathon games, except Conquer's not a collectathon, but that was more in terms of figuratively and literally colorful characters, which I'm sure you all know all about those. If you don't, then shame on you. Shame.
Uncultured swines.
How dare you not live up to my standards? I am just joking. People are saying that they're gonna miss you when you leave.
Oh, thank you.
And Wells but Zane says you got a unique way of drawing. I assume that either means art style or the way you're doing it, but either way, I'm sure it's a compliment.
I hope so. People complain about my motor skills like all the time, and I'm like, you know what? Just shut up.
So basically, what this is about is this greedy con artist scammer guy who lives in the very top of Idaho, right at the border of Idaho and Canada. He is basically ripping off tourists who come into and from Canada so that he can make $1 million. And he's so close to getting the million. And eventually, he gets the million. And when he goes to give it to the bank, he's 1 penny short. And that's because he dropped a penny and it landed in the woods. So when he goes to find it in the woods, he ends up in this crazy fantasy land where basically this crazy evil wizard guy is trying to take over everything, and there's monsters all around that he created. And Armin is going through this land, destroying all the monsters, accidentally helping people out, risking his life, all so that he can get his penny back because it ended up at the evil wizard's main lair. It sounds a little strange, but that's because it is. But there's more to it than that. There's more characters, character growth, very strange Monty Python esque style worlds and humor. I think you guys are going to like it.
I think you're gonna love it.
Yeah, when we were first pitching this, we kind of blew past it, going back to other ideas we had. In fact, for those who've been around for the old TAS Productions channel for years, Light and Dark was actually considered to be brought back, but for, I guess, adults this time, sort of. Basically, it was going to be everyone was adults instead of high schoolers this time, and that almost won out.
Yeah, I think I remember we talked about that. And I kind of debate. I think I remember because I pitched. I think I don't remember. It was like a long time ago when Light and Dark got shelved for the first time. That I wanted to make it like a short film, but I think we agreed on the again that revival, whether it be like a graphic novel or a animatic series or something like that. I can't remember the details because we ended up settling with Armin pretty soon after.
Yeah, it didn't take long at all. Like you said, morning after. Armin here is not your normal lead character, especially in fantasy stuff. He's greedy, he's crass, he's rude. He's basically what you'd get if you crossed Wario, Morshu, and the Penguin from Batman Returns. And he looks like this.
He kind of manifests all of their energy in this like one design.
Oh, Kyle's here. Hi, Kyle.
Kyle. Charles Dickens villain. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking of too, a little bit. Because the miser, like that was like the big thing. Hold on, there you go. Give him again. This is like a really rough like sketch. Again, I'm still trying to refine all the final details. So this is like preliminary. You're gonna be seeing here. If you don't know what preliminary means, it is a basically like proof of concept and just general ideas of what the final product or final designs could look like, and just to convince others that this is a good idea.
Yeah,
That is your education for the day.
I totally remembered what that meant. And definitely didn't need to be reminded. Definitely not.
Well, some people probably did.
I'm just kidding around. I totally forgot what it meant.
Hence my point.
So, I gotta ask you now, Billy, since I've kind of been doing more of the explaining for who Armin is. What's he gonna be going through here on his quest to get his single penny? Risking his life, fighting monsters for something that you could find in a garbage can?
Okay, so first of all, the monsters, right? Like that's like the biggest thing, like in this particular story. I mean, at least in the first portion, there's going to be a lot more, but he faces off some amazing, whimsical little fantasy like creatures, elegance, like this really fat bald lady who is obsessed with gothic subculture and this vampire chick. You get this thing called Glassfang, a hunched over abomination with like one eye bigger than the other, and all his teeth are his literal shards of glass. And he has to like ground up woodland critters to make him into like this little mush because he can't eat anything without risking the glass just going deeper into his gums and killing his mouth.
It's not as gruesome as it sounds, but it's kind of implied.
Yep.
Basically, he says things constantly like, I should not exist.
And there's a guy named Lenny. That's all I'll say is a guy named Lenny.
Oh, Kyle's gotta go. See ya, Kyle.
Bye.
Glad you enjoyed the concept so far. I'll catch you up later.
There's a guy named Lenny. That's all I'll say. Like I said. Then there's this my favorite creature. This
Not Lenny.
not Lenny. Yes. My favorite creature. This. Well. You ever wonder what it looks like in the inside of your drain in the shower? There's a whole hair drain monster. That's named Squirmy. She's quite the go-getter, I'll just say.
She doesn't talk either, right?
I don't think she talks.
I know we decided that one of them was not going to talk.
Yeah, Squirmy was the one. There's another character that only makes like noises though. So technically he does still speak, that creature. Which is the big final boss before we get to the big evil Count Spinecrinkler, who is making these horrid creatures so that he can take over all of this land called Name Pending.
Yeah, so basically the name of the land that Armin goes to is called Neuralia, but because the villain guy is just so focused on being evil for no reason, he decides to change the name, but he can't think of something evil enough, so everyone just calls it Name Pending for the first arc in the series. And the only reason that the villain, Count Spinecrinkler, is doing this is because he feels like he deserves an award. So he feels like if he does all this evil stuff, someone will give him an award of some type. But he doesn't know what or who. So it's not a very well thought out plan, but he carried it out anyways. Kind of a shoot first, ask questions, maybe later, probably never kind of guy.
Yep.
Where will the series be released when it's complete? We're still kind of trying to decide that, actually.
Yeah. There's plenty of other hosting sites. Webtoon might be a good choice because they didn't accept my other. Guidelines dictate that my other comic strip, Flesh, could not be published on there. So this might be a good substitute. If you want to know what the hell I mentioned with Flesh, that's not the topic of the stream. Let's not even get into that right now.
Yeah. Elshine says hello.
Whoa. Here you go.
So yeah, we're not fully sure. Someday I'm sure we'd like to have a website where we could just post it there on its own. As for like the first time around, there's still a lot of options. And hey, we'll know if we make it big when someone tries to steal our stuff, crop out any watermark, and put it on Reddit for themselves.
Or those other like bootleg free comic sites. Which even then they don't even remove watermarks. They don't even give a shit. So
as long as people know it's us.
Yep.
Is there like a Kiss cartoon or Kiss anime for comics now?
Probably. I mean it's possible. I'm pretty sure there is.
In order to keep the joke with Armin, being kind of a greedy, not hero going, basically, we're not going to keep it going, actually. So he kind of, sort of reforms-ish. He still has those tendencies, but he's got more of a heart, I guess. He's more of a good person as the story goes on. But he's always going to be kind of rude, snarky, and greedy.
Yeah.
That's who he
is. Yeah,
is.
it's one of those things, like, it's too late for him to change like that, you know?
And he likes how he is.
Yeah. Like he like you just look at him, his grin here in this design, like he loves him.
Exactly. You know you've made it big when you have a balloon in the Macy's Day Parade that deflates and smashes a bunch of people.
Oh god.
What balloon was that again?
I think it was Barney.
Was it Barney?
Yeah, it was the Barney balloon, I think, that just just completely just annihilated. It got destroyed, and then it destroyed those people.
And yes, you, JB, you may. Yes, Armin. He looks a little different than the original first picture, but the first one was I guess you'd call it the prototype, sort of, the ultra preliminary sketch.
Yeah.
The rough one. Some of these characters haven't even been designed yet.
Yeah, a lot of them, and one just barely got designed like earlier today, which you just saw.
How dare you? So what do you say? I think next maybe we should give them one of the monsters to show them what we're working with.
Yeah, definitely. Like we'll like whatever if we do a stream, which it probably might not. I don't know if we're gonna do another one on this channel. You think we should?
I mean, if we have the time.
I don't know. Like,
got a 9 to 5 job now, so I've got a bit more time than that last experience I had where I had to work every day for hours and hours and hours.
yep. What job it is, we're not gonna say.
Yeah, no, because if I told you what it was, you could find me super easily, and I don't want that.
No, 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 no. No one wants that.
I already had one fan like find out a creepily weird amount of stuff about me, like where I went to college and all that, and I was like, I didn't tell you that. That's super weird.
That ain't cool.
No, the guy was a weirdo anyway, so
let's see if I.
and he no longer watches because I told him to get lost. I know, how rude.
Oh crap! There goes my computer. Oh wait, no, that was the webcam. Let's do this because yeah, this is totally professional. I just look at it like this. Look at that. There is Armin. Oh shoot! I apologize. I'm shaking like mad. There he is.
That's him, Arman Greeley.
He truly do got thighs that don't lie. Look at that. I don't know. I was just like I don't know. Maybe yeah. I don't know.
Oh, CJB says that he loved War Rose.
Neato. Thank you. Yeah, that was a very interesting story, that production. But I mean, given no one wants to hear that, so you know. That was Armin. Let's move on to the next one.
Let's see. Who should it be next?
You gotta have that sidekick. One and only, very pint-sized, actually very minuscule sidekick named Talia.
And who is Talia?
Talia is a very adventurous kindred spirit. She is basically like, you know, someone who is like kind of like sort of, I wouldn't really say carried down, beaten down per se, but she's sort of like trying to be put into this sort of realist mindset that, you know, because she lives in a farming community with other pixies, and you know her family wants her to like settle down and not like go crazy with like all these grand adventures because it's just not a proper way of life. It's just kind of an unrealistic thing to just go out there and into the world like that, with this like all the intensity out there, especially given how, you know, small she is. But then she hears about this hero guy named Arman Greeley, and who like just went to Neuralia to retrieve his penny. But then again, there was like more just like about him being this hero who's gonna destroy the monsters, destroy Spine Crinkler, that kind of thing.
Because he kind of he doesn't accidentally kill the first one. He more just does it to get him out of the way, and he more just throws. This is gonna sound weird out of context, but he throws salt at it, and it causes it to dry up and shrivel up. He's like, all right, on with my day. And everyone thinks, oh, he's coming to save us. Awesome. He's not.
Yeah, but Talia is one of the many that really believe that he's the hero, and she wants to join him because she was trying to also find other heroes in Neuralia. But I mean, the best she has locally are these creatures called Nurks, just flamingo, like they have noses like flamingo beaks, and they're really just they're working class citizens. Nothing against them, but they're just kind of middle of the road brain. Some of them just outright stupid. So it's not like she could really do anything with those guys. So she sees Armin as this like big hero, and she's like, "Yeah, I want." Yeah, this is the guy that's I want to help out on this grand adventure. So she sort of just forces herself into his life as his new sidekick, so to speak.
And Armin never once does the lie revealed thing. He just doesn't care about this. He's like, all right, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't really care. If you want to follow me, fine, but just make yourself useful. I'm trying to get my penny. But everyone thinks like, oh, you're being modest and all that.
Yeah, like you think he's just like one of those like, oh come on, you know you're better than you're doing really good here, that kind of things like reassurance. They're not like stupid, you know.
There's no liar revealed moment or anything because we want to avoid that. That's one of the few things we ever took from Doug Walker. The other thing we took was don't hide sexual predators for profit because he did that.
Yeah, but that's another tangent altogether. There we go. It's not the other, that's not the proper face structure, but whatever. Again, all preliminary, guys. We're just trying to refine some of this so we can better prepare ourselves in the coming months once I leave the channel.
For some reason, the word Nurk sounds like it's something out of Star Wars. Yeah, I can kind of see it.
Nurk?
Nurk.
I don't know if I see it from Star Wars though. It kind of sounds more like I don't know. Sounds like a cocktail drink to me, like a really bad one.
Albert Robinson says hello.
Hi, Albert.
And he wants to know what the inspiration behind Talia was.
Oh boy, this is cool. This is cool.
No, it's not. I'm kidding. Go on.
Trevor, stop. Okay. But Talia, original. Okay, this goes way back. Actually, you'll be surprised. Back in late 2019, back when all Trevor could do was just listen to all my ideas and not contribute. Talia was actually originally a lead character in something else. I think her name was Lydia. I don't remember her name, but she was a pixie that was suffering from the ever growing fad of conformity with the other pixies and wanting to like go against that. She ventures off to find proper meaning in life or something like that. It was the basic story can get. It was one of the many things I was trying to come up with when I was first starting college around that time in late 2019. And I kind of shelved it for a while, mostly because I kind of forgot about it. And then many years later, when Trevor was saying we need to give Armin a sidekick of sorts, I we had other ideas, but ultimately my brain just was like, why didn't I think about this before and pitch this pixie character to be a part of the crew as Armin's honorary sidekick. No, just straight up sidekick. And obviously, like most of the characters in Arman Greeley, they're either conceived purely by me or Trevor, and then Trevor adds to like the lore and character depth just to make it easier on my part, so I can only focus on drawing these glorious individuals.
So here's basically how it goes. Like he just said, one of us comes up with an idea, we pitch it to the other. We bounce ideas back and forth to get it to an area where we both like, which usually doesn't take very long, so we got similar tastes. And then I do the writing for, I guess you'd call it the script. I map out the panels, what they're going to look like, what's in them, who's saying what. And then this guy, Billy here, you might have met him before. He's only been in the stream for the entire runtime. He does the art. And then when the art is done, then Arman Greeley is done. Funny how that works, isn't it? It's almost like a process.
Yeah, I do pretty much all of the remaining work. He just scripts it out, and then I pretty much just have like full control and just doing the presentation of it all, giving it my flair so that it's not like just completely him, because we want to make sure that people don't think it's just one or the other in complete control, because we don't want that misconception again.
Yeah, because a lot of people for the longest time just thought, oh, Billy's the editor of Media Mementos. Nope. Tried to make it very clear that he wasn't. In fact, he's in the thumbnail until he leaves. Or not thumbnail, profile picture.
Yeah. But yeah, this is completely like a 50-50 project. And that's where Talia comes from. This is she's not the epitome of the whole 50-50 thing. Wait until we get to the character Stevie. That's like, I think she's the epitome of like, yes, this is a split project in terms of we share just as much, we have just as much of uh balanced workloads as it can get.
Albert Robinson wants to know, where did the name Neuralia come from? That is my creation, and I was doing something called rolfing, where basically you start saying like a syllable at random, and you try to make a word out of it. I wrote down like 20 of them, and I was trying to find names for the location, and Neuralia was the only one that really sounded like a place, but I sent Billy a list of them anyways, and we picked that one. That's how a fair few of these names come to be. Things like Gasconazo or Gog or Jabberfrabble.
Oh god, Jabber! Oh my god, the Jabberfrabbles.
We gotta design the Jabberfrabbles soon.
Ugh.
Yes, there are creatures in Arman Greeley called Jabberfrabbles, and they're interesting, fellas. Didn't you say you showed them to one of your co-workers on a set or something?
No, I think I showed that to. I think it was the consultants for one of my previous short films, and they were just dying of laughter. Like, what is that? Just looking at the Jabberfrabble like initial sketch, it was funny.
The Jabberfrabbles, and they live on the Isle of Jabberfrablia.
Jabberfrabble.
Yep, the name is already getting some positive buzz. They like it.
Yeah, that's good. Someone said like Nurk kind of sounds like a joke that would come out of Jimmy Neutron as well. That's what I was thinking.
Hey, Jimmy, you don't want to say that. You might have said the Nurks.
It's like I was saying. It was like something that Carl would say.
It's Ultralord versus the Nurks. What did the Nurks ever do to Ultralord? Nothing. At least not yet.
Oh my god. Shit, I'm trying to.
Oh, we're not really talking much about the channel on the screen, but to answer your question, the Moral Oral Narcissism animatic is going to be the last video that he does on this channel.
Production-wise.
Yeah, production-wise. And then there's going to be a send-off video after that, but that'll be recorded way in advance.
Yeah, like next month, November. I guess we'll tell them this schedule plan.
Then back to Arman.
Just all the stuff I'm doing for December will be done in November, and then Narcissism will be the last thing I ever do, because that'll blast from November to December because of scheduling.
What's the next word? Gipperly? Well, there's Gasconazo, Kojax, Gogslin, Automongasa, Terigiri, Nepart, Funagan, and the craziest word of all, Southwest Islands.
That's my favorite. It has. I know it has like kind of the lamest name, but that's like my favorite.
So the name for Southwest Islands is based on the Canadian territory, Northwest Territories, which in my opinion is the worst name for any territory ever, because it's not Northwest, it is Central North, and there's not multiple territories, it's just one. So literally two words out of the two, they're wrong. You couldn't even get one right, guys. So then
This sword's a little janky.
So there are different districts in that world, and each one has its own unique thing going on, and one of them is the Southwest Islands, which is basically kind of the cultural melting pot, different species that are based on different cultures from around the world. Oh yeah, no worries. We haven't really said much about narcissism. I'll probably make an update video very soon, actually. Probably when I get home, if I have time. Because I'm not at my house right now, I'm at Billy's house. Since we live in the same state and now the same county, we're able to do it. Because I moved a few weeks ago. I am no longer in my quiet little redneck mountain town. I'm now in this one. And I will not say what it is. And no, guys, it's not Colorado, like a lot of you people seem to think. Nothing wrong with thinking it's Colorado. In fact, nothing wrong with Colorado. Colorado's quite cool. We're just not there. At least we're not in West Dakota. That state's terrible.
I hate West Dakota.
I'm governor of West Dakota and I hate it.
Hey man, you got the shortest draw. Never let that go, okay? No, let that go. Let that go. You got the short end of the straw. Just stop it, okay? We've been over
Want to trade?
We've been over this like 10 times. Let it go.
No.
Let it go.
They keep re-electing me.
Let it go. They like you, okay? They want you to help.
I don't like West Dakota.
The benefits of having IRL friends.
We didn't start off that way.
No, not at all. No. Like it was just I think it was simply just he was doing something. I was an actor and I just did my own thing and I honestly forgot he existed for about like a year. I think. I don't remember.
Yeah, because you weren't in a lot of the episodes recently. And then you asked to come back, and it was starting there. That's when it kind of started hitting off. And then there was that one time where I moved to this state because I was going to college here before I lived here full time. And we met up. And then the rest was, as they say, his story.
Yes, it's my story.
Yes.
Screw off.
It's my story. My story. Yeah, thank you, Super Sam and Zach, saying looks great so far. I sure think so.
Thank you. Yeah, the sword's a little but I don't know.
Well, you know what? The whole world is kind of like that, so maybe that's just how they look.
I guess. I don't know. There'll be some more interesting, like, designs to kind of make everything look a little janky already.
Yeah, we don't want it to look kind of generic and lame. We want people to look at this, go, ooh, that's weird, I want to read this, and then they do, and then they never stop. That's how things grow. Being in this room brings back some memories, like that one time we made that ALF video in under an hour, and then we never got to make it because someone else took our prompt.
Remember when we made 1 hour photo and someone took up that prompt?
Yeah,
already.
I was so mad because I love 1 hour photo. It's one of my favorite movies. It's one of my girlfriend's top 3, apparently. She was gushing about it last night. But we were all set to make that video, and then someone, they posted the video already. Great. They didn't steal the script or anything, and they didn't steal it. They just happened to have the same thing.
It was a terrible coincidence.
Yeah. Same with the ALF one.
Yeah.
Especially because I think we were a week away from posting ALF when that thing came out.
Yeah.
Cars reminded me of this. Why don't you go the me channel?
Jesus. Oh no.
Really? How dare you?
There goes my stuff.
You know that guy's following us again? I guess we weren't selfish enough to chase him away. I don't know. See, this is Talia's fault. She's the one that made us drop the webcam.
Don't blame Talia.
Oh, I have to. She's the one who gets blamed.
Don't blame Talia.
Well, who else am I going to blame? The Gogs? I'll get killed. We'll get to the Gogs soon.
It's a risk worth taking.
We're designing the 4 leads first, and then we'll get to some monsters.
Some of the monsters, if I have the energy, but we'll see.
That is Talia.
That's Talia. Again, I'm not gonna go the extra hyper shading like I did Armin. Again, these are just kind of the basics.
Who's Armin?
Armin Tanzaria, from The Principal and the Pauper.
Oh yeah, the one everyone loved. I love The Principal and the Pauper. It's a good episode. It's a dang good episode.
Yeah, there you go.
So, taking me off here.
Laughing at my expense. Thank you, Jordy. You're a nice friend.
Everyone's a good friend. The question isn't
How did you get in my house?
Well, they're turning your house into a jail, and I'm facing the trial. I'm here to hang out with you. I wonder what's happening to Chris now.
Talia wouldn't say that.
The Kiwi farms and the Quickie are gone, so there's no way for us to get updates, really.
Ouchie. The Quickie's gone?
Yeah, Quickie's gone. It was connected to the Kiwi farm server, and now that's gone.
Oh. Oh, dang.
It's like, if you like Chris Chan or not, fine, whatever. That's still deleting a lot of history.
That's fine, Jordy. Whatever. It's okay. All right. All right. Next up, Strongarm. You can talk about Strongarm.
Captain Mighty Strongarm. So the creation for Strongarm is a little fuzzy, to me, honestly. I don't remember how we came up with it.
I think it was just like we just wanted a sailor character, and we just made him like this happy pirate, and that's pretty much it. I feel like
he wasn't supposed to be as main, but when we started pitching ideas for the character and what he was going to be like, we kind of fell in love with the character, and we didn't want him to say goodbye.
Yeah, because he was kind of like a plot device almost.
And I do agree with Zane. Yeah, the trolls are just as if not cringier than Chris.
Yeah, no. Oh,
except Liquid Chris, he was just doing it for fun.
Liquid Chris was like, yeah, he didn't intend any harm, but he did expose Chris's very stubborn tendencies.
Yeah, I think that kind of removed any suspicion as to whether Chris was a good or bad person, and he wasn't really hurting anybody. But Blue Spike, the idea guys, especially Isabella Loretta Jank, she should be in prison for all the animal cruelty stuff she's done. But anyways, let's not talk about that thing. Let's talk about this thing instead. Strongarm.
Strongarm, give him a bigger beard.
Strongarm is basically kind of what the group needs. The 4 leads wouldn't really... Actually, it would be the 3 leads without him. They wouldn't really get along so well if it wasn't for Strongarm because they're big and conflicting personalities. He's sort of like the cool uncle guy. He goes around, sails all over the land just to find some adventure. He doesn't care about treasure. He just cares about meeting new people, experiencing new experiences, seeing things that he could never see otherwise. Very overly positive, always smiling. Kind of passive, maybe a little too nice sometimes to people, isn't forceful enough. Forcibly conscripted into the army of Count Spinecrinkler when he takes over, so that Count Spinecrinkler can take all the treasures in the land for no reason, because he doesn't really want any of that. He's just evil, and he wants that award. Someone's going to give him an award. So that is Strongarm. He's kind of, I guess you could say, Armin's de facto best friend. He's not the second main or anything. He's, I'd say, probably 3rd in rank of importance. But in terms of the one that Armin can confide in the most and talk about whatever shallow feelings he has, that'd be Captain Mighty Strongarm. And yes, his first name is Mighty because that's what his parents named him.
Yeah.
That's how names usually work.
Yeah, Neuralia's name giving, their names are very, very unusual.
Like the names that come from Terry Gary.
Oh, we're gonna get to that pretty
Yeah.
soon after Strongarm.
Yeah, we gotta talk about that soon. So, we're talking about the districts here. This just shows you what 2 years gives you in terms of lore and creating all that. Each one of the main characters comes from a different district. For example, Arman Greeley comes from Idaho, far off land, although everyone pronounces it Idaho. Talia is from Gasconazo, the rural farming one, and Strongarm is from the Southwest Islands that I talked about earlier. The ones that are definitely not based on the Northwest Territories like I talked about. I was just lying. See, that's my honest voice right there. That's what I sound like when I'm being honest. I like that when for the very first design we made of him, wasn't that kind of a Susian sort of thing?
I think so.
Kind of transitions over here too, and I like it.
Yeah.
And
Because I was thinking of like, how the Who's are like, they may look like they have like flesh, but it's all like fuzz. Like I was thinking of the movie Horton Hears a Who. They did that really well with like how the Who's are all like they're all fuzzy. Like even if they have like they have stuff like pure skin tone, it's still like you still see all the fuzz. And I emulated that in the I think the Lorax video we did as well.
That was a fun one.
That was good.
That's a topic for another day.
It's not a biker outfit. It kind of looks like a biker outfit, but it's supposed to be pirate.
It'll look more piratey when he's full body.
Yeah. Yeah. I already got him. Well, hold up. No, my brightness was off. Okay.
No, I've not ever swore before. Not on or off camera. And I'm not gonna start anytime soon, dang it. Oh no, I swore.
You gotta watch Orgasmo. That one has some mad swears like heck and gosh.
Which one?
Orgasmo?
Oh yeah, that one. Oh, that's so vulgar. Dude, the one that scarred me for life was the Christmas Story. When he said fudge, I felt that.
Yes.
And then like they make it so much worse by saying, "Oh, I didn't say fudge. I said the F word, dude. My virgin ears can't hear that. I'm too young. I'm only 46."
And yeah, I do have little claws for Strongarm. You can consider these like his swords, I guess.
Avast me hearties.
Yeah.
Sponge boy me Bob.
Sponge boy me Bob. Sponge pants me Bob. Square Bob. Sponge pants square Bob. That's like that's what I call SpongeBob because you know SpongeBob.
No, I don't.
Do I have to tell you to look it up?
No. Yes.
No. Yes.
What episode was that again?
That was Battle of the Bands.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like, does it have the word llama in it? No. Yes.
It reminds me of that "Don't Hug Me" joke that I did recently. Oh, you just throwing the plates in the bin? No. Yeah. I want to do more Jimmy Neutron stuff. I love that show so much. I'm trying to show my girlfriend that because she loves the same kind of humor I do. That's how you know it works. But I was sending her a few clips of it, like the Carl Weezer kindly and gently opens the door, and it's the what? I sent her that, and she was cracking up.
Oh my god.
Especially because she works in a very strenuous profession, so it's like, all right, this is probably you when it's 30 minutes away from quitting time and someone needs your help with something. It's just, what?
Oh my god. So, I guess I can talk about it because, I'm also doing Arman Greeley. I'm doing all this stuff. But I'm also, for wondering, what am I going to be doing when I'm done with editing? But it's more, if you haven't seen them, I'm doing this. This is what I've been primarily going to focus on, but also are my personal projects that Trevor is kind of involved with some of them, but not all of them. because he wants to prioritize this too.
Yeah. Though I am gonna help whenever and wherever I
Yeah,
can.
whenever I want his input, like he'll show up, probably as like a consultant.
But just so you know, I'm always gonna show up wearing something really ridiculous and weird. I think the first time I'm showing up on set when I haven't met anybody, I'm gonna wear a sombrero. I'm gonna wear some not leopard, zebra skin tight pants. I know where to get those.
Yeah.
And a white suit full of medals and ribbons that mean nothing. And I'm gonna show up like that and not address it. And if anyone calls me out, they're rude.
Yeah, they're jerks. That's my friend Trevor. You don't diss him.
Actually, since I have that Quirinius Quirrell turban, I can get that out of my storage unit and come in with a robe and just be dressed as Quirrell
Yeah.
and never acknowledge it.
Oh my god.
I'll do it. You know I'll do it. That is exactly the kind of thing I would do. In fact, at my new job, we were having training, and there was Spirit Week, so to speak, I guess you could call. And every day that we'd show up for a Zoom training, there'd be some kind of theme. And I decided to take those themes and take them either super literally or have a vague representation of those themes. Like on graduation day, we had to have like a graduation hat, because it was hat day, sort of, but technically also graduation day. So I got my ITV digital monkey and wore that on my head throughout the whole class. And everyone was like, what are you doing? And I'm like, well, what do you mean? This is my hat. Are you trying to say I have bad fashion sense?
Yes. Strongarm. Very simplistic design. Very much kind of combine like again Susian species with like kind of a bear and a yeti. Yeah. Sometimes I draw him with an accordion, but
Yeah, because he loves to sing.
yeah.
In fact, basically one of the main staples that Armin's going to have is that there's going to be Roald Dahl-ish rhyming patches that you could either say are poems or songs. Not super long because this is a graphic novel, but Armin hates them.
Yeah.
He's the kind of guy who, if you even mention something like Les Mis or Little Shop of Horrors, he goes, musicals. Although he is the kind of guy who would go to a refined Italian opera, but hate it, but he only goes so that other people could see him go.
Yeah.
And think that he's super high class.
Yeah. Zach, yeah, I did take influence from the Yeti from Monsters Inc. for Strongarm's design. I think
snow cones.
that was those snow cones, lemon. They're lemon.
Yeah, boy. That's definitely what.
It's definitely lemon.
Albert Robinson says he loves this, and he looks like a lovable guy who can get fierce when he gets mad. Yes, if he ever does get mad, I'm sure he will get fierce.
He will get. I can't wait. If that ever happens, I'm gonna have a freaking blast.
Well, that story arc we mentioned last night, or that story element.
Oh yeah.
That's gonna make him mad.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
That's one of the things about Arm is it's gonna start off fun, funny, and upbeat, but then it's gonna get kind of sad and dark towards the end. Kind of like Moral Oral.
That just seems.
See, that'll catch your attention.
Yeah, finally. I mean, yeah, of course.
Morale Oral.
Mile oil.
My name's Moral Oral. I'm running for Senate.
He's the type of guy who looked like making banana bread.
Banana bread? What were you thinking? I'm sorry. I'm very sorry I snapped at you. As a token of apology, please accept this baby. No, Marge, no!
Oh my god. All right.
Yeah, they don't use Apu anymore.
R.I.P.
And when I heard that, I thought, wait, The Simpsons is still going? And that's the same thing, too. And they're saying, oh, yeah, Carl has a new African-American voice actor. And my thought, again, was, wait, why did they need a new actor if they're not making more episodes?
It's a weird reality we're living in. The Simpsons is still going.
One of the things I want to do if we ever have a theatrically released project is I want to claim that a really famous actor is in it, probably someone who's dead, but we accredit him to a character with no lines. For example, we could say Orson Welles plays Jimmy O'Hare, the storekeeper, but he doesn't talk in the movie.
Yeah, it's just a mute. Voiced by the dead ghost of Orson Welles, who loves Mrs. Pell's fish sticks.
And
Yes.
frozen peas with their green penis.
Oh my god, I want to. For the country goodness and green penis. Wait, that's terrible. I quit. Maybe just a handful for the road. Oh, what luck. There's a French fry stuck in my. I'm sorry, I'm just going on.
Critic is such a good
I
show.
love the critic.
So, I collect VHS tapes and I have over 1,800 of them.
Mm-hmm.
So, one of them I went to recently from Vermont, one of my favorite states. I love Vermont and I love most people from Vermont. I can't really think of any I dislike, but I'm just assuming margin of error. There's got to be at least like 12 I wouldn't like. But there was a tape that was full of Ren and Stimpy, dinosaurs, the critic, and Duckman. It was just full of that with ads, dude. I was so happy.
Oh, it's so good.
Like those are some of my favorites. I love them. Duckman was so good.
Duckman. Yeah.
Why did Duckman get canned again?
I don't remember. It's been a while. I know it was like back when Klasky Chupo was just dominated all of animated TV.
I think it was on USA, which probably wasn't a good thing. I don't know very many people back then who watched USA. Of course, we talked about dinosaurs before. That's a great one. The critic that was technically the versus the network origin.
Yeah, it was.
What was the other show I said? Oh, Ren and Stimpy. Yeah, I've never heard of it.
Ooh, I like this. This is Stevie, by the way.
Who's Stevie?
Stevie is a.
Okay, real quick. Sorry, Zane made me laugh. USA has dozens of viewers.
Oh my god. All right, but yeah, Stevie is. I think right away. I think like Talia, she was a character I conceived as just a concept of like this Girl Scout who was like an honest worker, but she got made fun of for doing a good job. Like, oh, you're just a goody two shoes, like that kind of thing. Like, suck up, teacher's pet. And that really got to her so much that she decided to just take the opposite route of thievery and bringing displeasure to people, just to prove that she can be like rebellious. And that's pretty much sort of stayed the same throughout. Like when I decided to pitch her as a character that would sort of kind of be like, I don't know what a good comparison would be, like what Knuckles was initially. Is sort of like the rival of sorts, or like a lot of the Sonic rivals start off that way. They were just like in the way of Sonic, and over time, like through more interactions, they don't necessarily become friends, but there's sort of just like that more like trusting relationship almost. Um, but Stevie was definitely like that, and she would just kind of pop up, like in the initial draft outline. She would just kind of pop up. She sees right past Armin's bullcrap. Like she's like probably the only one besides Armin himself that's just like, yeah, this is stupid. And she's like, look, I know what's going on. Like it's dumb, but whatever. It's so stupid. I'm not even gonna care either because she's hired by Spine Crinkler to stop him. But she knows she sees right through, like, dude, you're just making a big deal out of nothing. So I guess it's just to kind of just put it to rest and say, whatever, screw you. She just kind of joins the pack, just like, whatever, you know what? And hey, I get to steal more stuff anyway, so cool stuff.
Then around that time, that's when Armin's, ironically enough, right at the time she calls him out for seeing right through him, he's already started to change, sort of.
Yeah.
That's when that stuff that happens in the mountains
happens. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Armin decides to actually try to do something right. She, again, because she's really perceptive, that's kind of her thing, is she can't be charmed, she can't really be lied to. She's too streetwise for that. So she sees that Armin is actually trying to do the right thing and decides to join up and defeat Spine Crinkler and the Gogs and every other foe that comes after. Because this whole thing where he's finding the penny, that's the first arc, I guess you could say. It's our land of waves, but with no Zabuza. This is our Zabuza, if anything. Boy, that's when Naruto was good. And now they have that Boruto trash. Sorry, not sorry. I hate Boruto.
Believe in it.
I didn't even like the second half of Shippuden, man. Shippuden or whatever you call it. I had to stop, man. I haven't gone back to watch it since I moved. It drags, man. It only focuses on making Naruto this super cool savior guy. Didn't help that I never really liked Squad 7 that much, except for Kakashi. Yeah, that's a whole separate thing.
Yeah, this is Stevie.
Yeah, that's not Naruto.
Yeah, no.
I asked for Naruto.
But yeah.
Wouldn't it be great if you took commissions and whenever someone requests a character, you give them a totally separate character, but it's still really good?
Yeah.
Like if they ask for Tommy Pickles, you give them Kermit the Frog.
Yes. I don't know. I wouldn't say no to Tommy Pickles, to draw him.
I want a minion. Sure, okay. Here, have Jumba.